Trying to get up to come down. Got to play a shit by the pound. The gold with the Lex and the crown. Make it where them hoes come around. Trying to get up to come down. Booming like a sub underground. The whole city here and it's around. We all on the get up to come down.
Back at it one more again, cranking my motor, revving my engine, chilling the AC till it's colder than a breeze in Alaska. Sunshine like the winter time just passed us. Watching for laws and jaggers, cause this shit here too clean to be taken. I keep it tucked off in my clothes, you'll never catch me out your bucket naked. Fresh draws, them dead stock chains for the casket. Pressing up on these bastards that owe me and I got to have it. Wake up and cake up cause it's only right. Soon as the sun go down, the freaks come out and they gon' dress in some type.
There was really no reason for that last titties. Like how I've been saying titties now. I gotta cut this off so Crit don't sue me. Gotta cut that off so Crit don't sue me. It always gets so fucking quiet, like right out. Like it should get real dead after you cut the song off. I gotta figure out like a good, some other like shows I've heard or shows on the network have like this like I think Will do that, like it's this smooth, sexy jazz undertone shit. But I don't really be saying no sexy jazz shit, so I never have it on here. But anyways, good Saturday, good people. How you doing? How's it going? How you feeling? How you mom and them? You know, back in here again, enjoying the day. Well, not today. It's kind of gloomy out today. But yeah, man, back at it. Back up in here. I had this mask on fucking I got the little camera rolling. I was trying to be funny, but this shit is actually incredibly annoying to have on my body, on my face, in the midst of our continuing, never-ending apocalypse, nonstop, just in the house, in the houseness, always in the houseness. And yeah, I don't know how y'all, how everybody's holding up with that type of stuff going on. I saw, I was in here like looking up stuff, and earlier I had posted something on the page, and I guess I don't know if it was like today or if it was like yesterday when it happened, but fucking, you know, like Florida is out here, and I guess Florida said fuck it. We've been no disrespect to, you know, some of my Florida peoples, but you know, Florida always is like, man, fuck it, we with the shits, we with all of the crazy ass nonsense, so we're gonna do what nobody else is doing. We're gonna open our beaches up. Florida said we're gonna open up the beaches. We're gonna let everybody come out, because apparently, you know, it'll go just fine. We're gonna enjoy ourselves. We're gonna be really, really good. And I saw a post. I don't know if this post is true, but I saw a post from what fucking page is that? I feel stupid. Oh, there we go. I do feel dumb. D.O. Hughley. I don't know how I didn't remember that, but D.O. Hughley posted something, and I haven't done any fact checking because I saw it 5 minutes ago, but it applies or it'll make a good joke. But it was like immediately as soon as they stepped out, like coronavirus cases just instantly rose. And just, I don't know, Florida said, fuck it, we not gonna give a shit. We gonna do whatever the fuck we want. We're gonna come out here. We're gonna swim in this dirty ass water. We're gonna get next to each other. We're gonna rub skin because we're fucking Floridians. Florida is out now acting like I don't know if everybody saw like the Scary Movie part where she was just riding and acting like, oh, found it. This is like Florida is out actively just, you know,
I'm gonna piss on your face, and then I'm gonna fart
to
in
the
your
entire
mouth,
country.
and then I'm gonna shit on these walls, Ray. Ooh.
That is an active, actual account of Florida and how they give a shit. I don't know. I hope nothing weird goes crazy because I'm I'm a fan of being inside. I haven't had too much of like I might get into that a little later. I haven't had too much of like oh shit, I need to go outside just yet. Like I miss certain shit. going to get the regular shit everybody's been doing. Like, I want to go to the restaurant. I I now have realized, I do like going to the movies from time to time, or just being able to go out and do certain shit. Just have, I think, like, just maybe like the energy of people around. But I don't really like want to see all you motherfuckers just yet. But yeah, I don't know, man. Florida with this current thing, I don't know if that'll be like a good or bad thing with that. But who the fuck texted me? Sorry, this is completely off. I don't know. Fuck that. That has nothing to do with me. Anyways, but yeah, I don't know if this will turn into like another really huge thing with this corona shit, because it just seems like every other week it's like, oh, we'll be out, by this time, and it keeps pushing the time back. So I'm hoping that this Florida shit doesn't I hope this is a sign of like things to come, because I know everybody keeps posting like the numbers of it, the death rate, the mortality, this. And I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they were just kind of breaking down the numbers of their particular state. And like, if you actually like, took the time, it doesn't, I'm not trying to minimize or not take this into account, because people are dying, lives are at risk and everything. But I think there is something to be said about actually like, looking at it. What am I trying to say? Like, look at it in its totality, because the way when I was having this conversation, I don't remember the numbers. I wish I did. It would make the point stick more. But it was basically just like, there might be, 14,000 cases and maybe like 500 people have died, but it just, people are getting kind of caught up in the what's the word? Fear mongering of like the news. Like, it's just like, oh, the fucking world's coming to an end. Lungs are exploding. People are goddamn liquefying out of their assholes. Coronavirus is the end of it all. And, it might not be that way. So I'm hoping that, this Florida situation doesn't set shit back. I hope it is kind of maybe this might be the one time that Florida, I'm really shitting on Florida, but this might be a time, where people stop, Florida did a good thing. Florida might be like, okay, now like people are outside, and hopefully that post D.L. Hughley might have been like misconstrued or whatever. But no, maybe people can go outside. Maybe this is like, oh, hey, you can go outside. You can fucking, we can kind of start pumping the brakes on some of this quarantine shit. Because it just seems like people are like, losing their shit a little bit. I don't know how, I think if anything, I think everybody, if there was ever a thing to let you know, like, you probably shouldn't even remotely do anything crime related or do anything hard time, because y'all having trouble being in the house with amenities like internet and TV, and nobody out here is tough, because everybody, I can't, I went to my living room, and I went to the bathroom, and then I went upstairs. The fuck you talk upstairs? Like, you living a good life. You get to go upstairs. This nigga's, stuck in a fucking something the size of a bathtub forever with another motherfucker. So, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully Florida did a good thing. I'm really, really hoping Florida did a good thing. Otherwise, I'm still preparing for the zombie apocalypse to happen. I went like last week to talk to, I went to my dad's house, and I was talking to him about, all this shit. And my dad is like a super fucking, as he's gotten older, he's become one of these like I don't know if that's something niggas just do when they get old or what, or if it's who he's been hanging out with, but he's become one of these like potential prepare for the apocalypse type people. So he was like, I got this new such and such a weapon and this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, why have you been so prepared for this? And he's got all these plans and contingencies, and like, if it does happen, you need to be able to do this, and this, and get here and do that. And I have like, I respect now those survivalist people. Like, I feel like he's headed that direction to being like a Bear Grylls, go outside, skin a fucking deer, walk around looking like Leonardo DiCaprio in that fucking movie, and fishing with like spears made from tree bark and all types of shit. I'm not that nigga yet, and I won't. That's my only thing about wanting this outside shit to come back. But I would say a good thing about talking to him. He's like super into his routine, and they talked about that. Like we have like everybody else, everybody's on like Zoom. Zoom probably is making so much fucking money with this goddamn, because everybody and their mama is like Zoom this, Zoom that, Zooming our family members, Zooming whatever. Do you bust it open on Zoom? I need more. No. Well, if you were out and about and you know about how the Zoom shit works, because I noticed, like, it's a complete fucking sidebar, but I was using Zoom for work, and we were having like a conference, and it was like a conference call that was slash like a training thing, and I didn't know that like Zoom you could like share a screen, and I was like, wow, I wonder if you like are like quarantined from like your significant other or whatever, like if y'all like, is that too much? Like if you were to, because the people are out here doing like the you do the FaceTime or the whatever type shit, bust it open a little bit, let somebody see a little something something. But if you like screen shared and then y'all watch like a porno scene and then y'all kind of do, like, I just feel like Zoom probably is like, there's probably if it hasn't happened, I feel like there's like a deep dark smut side of Zoom, like Zoom X. That shit might be fire. I'm just saying, if that hasn't happened, you're welcome. If you haven't thought of that, if you and the love of your life in fucking Kentucky and you're stuck out here or whatever the fuck, yeah, try it out. You might be onto something, or you might have, right? That's some spicy shit. You can spice it up for the quarantine, long distance sex shit. Because I know all these videos and shit is like people like, putting their hands on screens and I love you and I miss you, and that's great and that's important. But also, you gotta let that thing fire off sometimes. So that's all I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to keep everybody together and in peaceful, loving harmony with one another during this terrible, tough quarantine time. But anywho, what was I talking about? Oh, my dad, and I guess kind of how it correlated to work. But the importance of a routine, because I realized like I'm doing everything that I was doing, but I've been doing it like really weird or like sluggishly. Like I do a lot of my workouts now like at night, because I'm not waking up as early as I did. Like my whole like schedule, and some of that is for like my work schedule and like when stuff is due or how they've adjusted shit, or if I'm talking to a client or whatever the fuck. But he's like, nope. He's like, I get up at the same 4:45 as I used to. Like I get up, I work out. Like I don't have a stationary bike, so he bought a bike. And he's like, I ride the bike around the fucking, I'm not, I'm still adhering to social distancing, because by that time nobody's up in the morning. So I ride it however many miles. I come back home, I do my shit in the garage, then I go online and I do this, that, third for work. And he's like, I eat my lunch at the same time, and he's like, it just keeps me in a better mental state. And I thought about that because I haven't had the I realized I've been the opposite when it comes to the quarantine shit, because I'm I got introvert tendencies. So for me, it hasn't been so much, oh, I need to go outside, I miss outside. I've kind of like flipped it and been like, okay, getting almost too comfortable with being inside. Like I'm not really talking, I'm not being super social, unless like when I come here, like I get my shit off here. But during the week, it's like, get up, go to, oh, black man, you look like good brother DC just came in the building looking like I don't know if anybody plays any games, but there's a game called The Division, and like niggas got like backpacks and like murder gloves and clandestine shit, and there it is. Like the nigga won't wear like regular gloves. Like everybody got the little like surgery gloves. DC got the I'll snap your fucking neck gloves. Same shit. Everybody bored in the house or not in the house, or oh yeah, no, I'm discussing like my version of being bored in the house, where everybody else is like, it seems like everybody else has their thing of like I want to go outside, I miss outside, I'm super stuck. Where me, I've like hit the gas the opposite way, and our guy was like, you don't want to come outside, you don't want to talk. I'll be like, I'm really, really good though, like, and I'm like, all right, is that good or bad? Is it because I'm like, I'm good, I said hi, I checked in, are you dead, you not dead, all right, cool. And I'm just good, like just sitting in the house all day. Like I'll just be like, all right, I did my work, I found my way to do my little workout in the house, and I don't know why I got to come outside to talk to y'all.
I feel like the going outside thing right now is kind of like the single woman's attraction to a married man. Like, you want what you can't have, but you really don't need it or care about it at all.
That's a bar.
It's a territorial type thing. Because a lot of people, you ain't go outside when you had the option. Other than maybe some people going to Sunday brunch to get drunk and eat some shit that you can make at the house. So
I've seen a lot of that. It's a lot of like people realize, you realize you can cook now,
right?
And you realize that I can't like I saw like just my nails is fucked up. Like next thing is like, oh, it's a whole nail kit. That's impressive as shit.
The thing that's kind of boggling my mind is like, I know we live in this technology era, and we've kind of understood how privileged we can be and how spoiled we can be to a degree. But I think this is really showing all the extremely spoiled mother. Like, you can't file and clip your own nails. Like, you started painting your nails to play in your mama makeup when you was a little kid, and now as a grown ass woman with money and resources, you lost that ability somehow. Oh shit, my apartment got a stove. They use these to cook food that I normally order off Postmates.
That's a bar.
Like, all the stuff you learned how to do or your parents knew how to do that was mandatory for them to know as they were growing up. You just somehow
Quarantine is the great lens of first world problems.
Right. So it's like, oh, I can't even. I've seen dudes complaining that they can't get a haircut because of quarantine. Nigga, you bald.
Okay, there we go. Okay, because I was gonna let you cook when it was just. But when I'm saying like when I've seen like I saw the other day, it was I think they probably did it for comedic purposes still, but it was like Chico Bean and Charlamagne,
yeah.
And they was like my fucking hair, and I'm like, am I the only nigga who's shaving his head at the house? Because like I'm bald, and like I mean, and even this, once I stop being lazy, I'm gonna figure out how to do this shit because I'm like I don't have a problem. Like I don't like grooming wise.
Do you really gotta pay your homeboy $50 to $100 to come to your house and do a one? You can do a one. You don't need the lineup. Your hairline gone anyway.
Bald, yeah, the bald community. I'm really, we have to have a meeting because I don't understand y'all. Like y'all just out here looking rough for no reason in certain areas, like
at all. No reason at all. You can't shave.
Like especially, especially anybody who, like this is not whatever. Like okay, I gotta really be careful. Like okay, I wanna, groom this. I gotta learn that. I'm like okay, cool.
Right.
I might want to fade my sideburns in, and I'm like okay, but even this, I've cleaned this up just on a couple weeks. And I'm like I'm lazy. I don't feel like going all the way over there. But I was like, for you niggas that are just clean shaven niggas and you're bald or like you just all you got is a goatee, that takes nothing.
There is no reason. So even going back to your basic life skills that you were taught as an adolescent growing up, stereotypically before all this, wasn't it like a thing for daddy to show you how to fake shave? I remember as a kid they used to sell even the fake shave kits that didn't have a razor. It just looked like a razor. You just scraping off fake foam off your face. Like you don't know how to do that anymore.
I would do fake foam, or I would literally it'd be like bubble bath time. I'd put the whole shit up there, and that would be when he would come in to do his like little shit, and I'd be like, and that's what we would do the little. I'm like, oh, I know how to do this. I can fuck this shit up. Yeah, it's perfect.
Even if your daddy wasn't there.
Oh, my bad.
You got to be inclusive to everybody.
Sorry, I got daddy privilege. My bad.
Yeah, I don't.
Oops. My bad.
But I still figured it out. My mama still got me one. She didn't have to shave her face, but, she understood the concept. She taught me how to do a little something. Or you see other men that, because back then, clean shaven face was the thing, showing your butt chin and all. It really was the thing. I don't understand it.
I've had that conversation now. Like, even like, when I go to his house and when like we talk, I'd be like, you could just let it rock. And he'd be like, oh, I'm like, let it rock, my G. Like it's white now. You got the silver fox, and you've hit like your peak. Like this is, you get like we're black and bald, man. You hit triple double peaks. You just hit new shit.
I think everybody 35, 36 and up. That was an era where you weren't looked at as attractive and cleaned up unless you were clean shaven, low haircut, like. And to go off on a different tangent quickly, like we assimilated into that. We adopted that because that's what white people would want us to look like, so that we would be acceptable into their realm. Like we look less threatening with all that shit cut off our head and face. We don't have to do that anymore. Like you can let your black hair grow in and still be attractive, and it's okay. But that's a whole nother conversation. But my mom was saying, when she like, you ever think about cutting your dreads? Why you letting your facial hair grow? Because I'm a man. I waited 20-something odd years for this to grow in. I don't think I want to get rid of it because when I didn't have it, I wanted it. Now that I got it, I'm supposed to cut it off because
they be saying the same thing. I was like, bro, I put in the time for this motherfucker to get to connecting. Fuck that.
Do you know how many asses my nose had to be buried in to grow this facial? Like, I put in time, patience, and effort, many a motorboating of butt cheeks.
Bearded, saying like, I'm gonna get a shirt that says bearded seat. Do you know how good of a bar that is?
Right.
It's cushion here.
It's because y'all like
shit.
Slipping, sliding down bare faces back in the day. This is not the roles have reversed. See, back then they like bare face and bushy vagina, whereas these days they like bushy face.
You know, back
then
niggas trying to act like eating pussy was up. Like, nigga, this is for me. This is my, like, fuck y'all with y'all. Like,
look here.
What was that Richard Pryor bar? He's like, I never kiss no pussy. Richard was like, I couldn't wait to kiss no pussy.
I swear that I think I lost my cunnilingus virginity before I lost my actual set. Like, I couldn't. I remember everybody junior high school. Oh man, I don't eat no pussy. Look, I ain't getting nothing. So if that's the option that I got, I'll take it. I'm chunky for a reason. I like eating. Maybe it ain't that bad. And fast forward 10, 15 years later, I remember a day when you swore up and down you wasn't never gonna bury your nose between no cheeks, and now all of a sudden, I've been adopted into this club. I remember it was just me. Yep. Didn't have no membership. The He-Man Booty Eaters Club, but nobody else there but me. Now everybody like, it's just an everyday thing. Talking about like broccoli. Just eat booty and broccoli if that's what I had.
Yeah, except for that special extreme group of individuals down there in Florida. Because I believe Trick, when Trick said I like eat a booty gang, like Trick meant that. I've been doing this for a long time.
Florida is a whole nother.
I went on a Florida tangent before you got here just because they opened up the beaches. But
I saw that.
In general, like, Florida is just a whole different...
Florida's a terrible place.
Yeah, it's just a whole different bag of... They're just built different. They're just a different breed of people.
They are. And you know what? I respect it. We may talk a lot of shit about all the goings-on that happened down in Florida, but I respect all. This is a whole nother level. Like, that is an area where they still freely call white people crackers and don't give not one damn.
No.
Look, hey. Thank you, Florida. I see y'all staying true. Everybody else, you say like Mississippi or something, they gonna hide it. Florida, they like, nah, I'm at the club. Get your cracker out the way while I go get to the bar to get my drink. Eat you in my goddamn way.
And Florida's giving like a lot of good shit. Like, I just thought, like, like, if you think about it, like, Florida's giving. You got Trick Daddy. Florida gave us Lil Duval.
Still.
T-Pain. I went back to watch like the T-Pain episode of Pull Up, and I was like, how the fuck are we just not? How are we not like? How does this nigga not have 17 shows? This is an entertaining nigga on all levels.
Because
like,
we don't appreciate great things. We like bullshit. We want more reality TV shows, but we don't want more like people like T-Pain that actually have substance and ability. And we don't care about that.
I was like, I would talk to T-Pain for like fucking 6 hours. This nigga's entertaining as fuck.
Right. And can actually teach you some stuff, like from electronics all the way up to car customization and everything.
I went on like a journey because it was like I watched the Pull Up shit and like maybe like a bullshit around some other stuff. And like YouTube will do like hey, you watch this, so you should watch this too.
Right.
And it was him and I'm sure everybody like now knows what goes into making a beat, maybe, but it was him and and Kenny Beats like made a beat, and that shit was like 38 minutes. I watched all. I was like, this is the most interesting shit I've seen in my fucking life. I was like, fuck it, and they was just, all right, you take this little shit and put this little shit in a 3-minute song that really that little shit was like 20. It took them niggas like 5 minutes. They loved every bit. I was like,
it took you 5 minutes to make $100,000. And we out here trying to scam people on credit cards to get over. Learn how to craft properly. Like, learn how to master your craft. Not just like, they be like, I got say cutting hair. I know how to cut hair. I got my barber's license. Yeah, but you still stink, though. Like, learn how to master the craft that you're working in. Take some pride in the shit that you're doing. These are individuals that not only mastered it, but they're mastering every component of it.
Yeah.
Like, say you're Anderson .Paaks. Like, I make music, but I know how to play multiple instruments. Like, I'm not just somebody that sit on a computer and click.
Shout out to Crit, who just I started out the show and it was like, yes, I built the beat, yes, I made it.
Yeah.
Like, I did all this shit.
Masengo, he another one. He'll tell you.
Masengo was fire.
He'll tell you, like, I play every. He has a song that tells you I do every. You think harmonica? I can.
Or
do
he,
it.
he'd have the videos, or you'd see him kind of like as much as he makes, which is why I'm like my favorite like lifestyle choice. I feel like is you can do the greatness and the bullshit in one.
Of course.
Because watching that Mark Mark Rebier, I want to say I'm saying his name right. I might not be, but I'm like, this nigga literally, he can talk about sucking ass all day, but that nigga made that beat.
Right.
He made that hook. He did, like, you watch him. I'm like, this is a talented son of a bitch.
While you're
like,
watching him, he's making and coming up with it off the top of his head and gaining money from it. He, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't he do like something at the little like restaurant or something?
Yeah,
like, or he
he'll,
does that live and performs.
And we'll make a whole fucking scenario. I think like what you said about, like you just said about barbers, I think that's one thing I've seen. As much as I'm tired of seeing people on live, even though I just went on live like 20 minutes ago, I do think that is like something that people can. I know I'm tired of seeing those memes like, you have time now to like build a skill, but people now like, hey, if I'm at the house and I am a barber and I am good as fuck, you know what I probably could do? I could probably get on live and be like, yo, you niggas want to come and like shoot $5 per person, and I could teach you niggas how to like line your shit up at the house, or I could teach you how to like like if you have like a super skill set, I do think this, at least after this is done, could potentially open more avenues for whatever your fucking potential thing is, because you have to learn now how to go, okay, I got a skill set, I need to learn how to market this skill set if I'm not around or whatever.
But not even just in the context of marketing a skill set, because we talk, especially here in California, just in case we have any listeners that are not in the state of California. Here in California, we always talk about multiple streams of income. So if you have a 9-to-5 job and you pick up some sort of trade just to do in your part-time on the weekends or for whatever kids in your neighborhood, well, however you want to finesse it, and you pick up barber, I'm going to cut hair and make a little extra money on the side. That's something you can do. That's another form of income, as opposed to let's go to real estate. Everybody wants to go to I'm going to go to real estate, or I'm going to be a fitness trainer, or whatever the same thing is. I see some.
I'm just saying, like, wow, started listening on the mention of sucking ass. The only people out here sucking ass. You want people to suck your ass, I'm sure. Actually, I feel like, yeah, everybody sucking ass.
Look,
you like ass, suck a little bit. Suck a little ass.
People.
Yeah.
People.
You gotta.
Hey.
Yeah.
You right there. You guys watching. Sucking ass is not taboo anymore. Just like missionary was looked at as extravagant at one point in time, and now it's just like,
what a fucking time that was. Even though I realize I have told, like, I've had conversations with, some young 20-year-old niggas. I'm like, y'all really underestimating the power of missionary. Y'all niggas just out here not dirtbaggy enough. Like, you gotta mission that motherfucker. I'm just saying, it could be lit.
So, not to highlight for the baby, he just had his album come out yesterday, and one of the songs on there, he's talking about, of course, it's the baby talking about how he gonna beat some pussy up, but he's literally saying, "I'll suplex her like WWE," like he's talking about manhandling, and it's missionary. You gonna ears by you, like there's mad shit
put
you can do.
Ears, man.
I think not even just within the scope of sex, but just in general. I think people think so limited and linear that they miss all the capabilities of things that they can capitalize on, which kind of goes back to our discussion as far as being in the house. I'm limited. So many people complain, I can't wait to go out to eat. Like, the restaurant you want to eat at is still open. You can get food to go. You just can't sit in a restaurant, which, if necessary, you and your people can meet in the parking lot, sit in the parking lot, eat, talk, chill, go about your way, or find a park bench, because the park is closed, but the park benches you can sit on somewhere. Kids just can't play on the playground.
I saw that shit on the way here. Like, there was 2 or 3 people. I was kind of going fast, but they were on a park bench and they was just chilling.
Right, like there's multiple ways to do this one thing you have in your mind. But we are so conditioned to think of things in one particular way that we miss all the opportunities that we have, which includes eating ass.
Yeah.
Because like Eddie Griffin said, it's that much room in between some ass and vagina.
It's more room between, from your eyebrow to your motherfucking eyelid. It's more room between
right.
But then between the pussy and the asshole, you wild.
If you eat pussy, you eat ass.
Yeah. even this statement, you're not even maximizing your potential because niggas out here looking at you didn't even know you could suck that motherfucker. You're welcome.
Pucker up.
Yeah, you
look like puckered lips anyway. You might as well just
fucking learn something today. Go home and suck your lady ass tonight, man. But you change your whole quarantine existence.
You probably don't even ask her. And that's probably even another issue within a lot of relationships. You're doing what you want to do the way you want to do it, and you're not communicating or asking what that person would like done to them.
True.
She may want her ass ate, but you ain't did it and ain't asked, and you've been with her for 5 years, and you wondering why she looking at you disgruntled every time y'all have sex. Like,
and I've heard, like, I know this has been said on this show, but it's gonna get said again. Every time I hear a nigga go, like, you know, it's nasty back there, it's a nasty butt. I'm just like, okay, if I don't know if everybody out there, you know, I know the women do, but I don't know if you men understand the stuff that goes into vaginal upkeep. It's you got to be a whole goddamn chemist down there. So if you're willing to eat pussy and not her ass, you're insane. Because if I don't trust you to fucking clean your ass, I definitely don't trust you to clean your pussy. I should almost go back there first.
It's a lot of dudes out there that are willingly eating vagina of women with terrible diets and horrible pH balances. Like, she smokes blacks and cigarettes and weed more than she does drink water. And y'all eat out more times than not. And ain't none of them vegetables like still have their color when you do, if you do get them, with the exception of maybe a salad.
Of hot fries and cheese.
Right. So y'all on the hot wing and Hennessy diet. I know her pH balance is all the way fucked up. And you're eating down there, and all the toxicity comes out in everything that we're doing. Your urine comes out of vagina.
You're welcome.
So that is waste. Just so you know, that's body waste. So if you eat where body waste leaves, it's the same thing from the back as it is in the middle.
I just would like y'all niggas to get it together. That's all I'm saying. Like, you know, just, you know, don't, you know, you don't have to do nothing you just completely don't like to do or whatever. But also, grow up. Like,
right. And be mindful, because on the flip side to it, she giving you head and probably gobbling your nut, and your diet is awful too. You think your
like
shit
probably battery acid, like
burning her whole mouth like she didn't ate a whole box of Captain Crunch, mouth just all scraped up and awful, tongue chalky than a bitch.
WD-40 coming out your dick? Like,
come on now.
What the fuck?
You ain't even mindful of your shit, so you damn sure ain't mindful of her. Both of y'all just in there burning each other mouth up. You might as well just be licking lemons. Shit is horrible.
Yeah, I just would like, you know, like you said, just not so much linear thinking. Like, you know, just take a step back and just kind of, like, well, all I just said right now about ass eating, all I'm just saying is ask a question or two about how you think about that and why you think about that.
Right.
Maybe if you ask, you don't even got to ask 100 questions. You could just ask like 5. And by the 5th question, if you go, this is kind of built on a foundation of bullshit, maybe I could probably do something different. Maybe, you know, just maybe try it out.
I ain't saying you got to be in there scooping that bitch like a snack pack pudding cup, but you know you can still,
unless you want to,
if you want to, or if that's what they want. And worst come to worst, at least you asked and you gave it a shot, which shows the person that you having sex with that you at least respect them enough to care about what they want. And I guarantee that'll make y'all sex better.
Yeah.
Just people forget you're not fucking for your pleasure. You're fucking for the other person's pleasure. You're supposed to communicate. Sex is a communicative interaction. I know we're like, oh, you're supposed to save that for relationships. And no, it's still communication. And yes, please do, because I definitely can go all day about that one too.
I just, like, to save it, and once again, another way to phrase something that always gets not misconstrued, but thrown in the, oh, you just saying shit or trying to be, but I'm a little serious when I say this shit. If I'm saving this all for relationship, and this is like one of the biggest parts of a relationship. It might not be, you know, if you have a whole plate of food, the steak and potatoes, that might be love and happiness, but I want a good fork and a knife. Fucking might be my fork and knife, whatever you want to make the scenario, whatever. If I don't know how to use a fork and knife, that's going to make this very, very difficult. So if I'm fucking and relationships and sex is community, I need to learn how to communicate that way. So I should probably be fucking a little bit.
To stay within the analogy of a plate, or dinner or whatever meal you would like. Depends. For all you brunch people out there and have a culmination of everything, it could be a buffet if that's what you like. But
Sex mimosas.
to stay with that analogy, how the fuck can you be picky on what you're eating if you don't know how it's prepared?
That too.
So in order for you to know how to do something with your partner, you have to know what goes into it, what the components of it are, how each person prefers to prepare it, because everybody don't make mac and cheese the same way. So how you like your mac and cheese.
Cheddar is what you use.
You gotta use cheddar. If you don't know what
cheddar is what you use.
Right. If you don't
My
know how to
mama
make
told
it,
me that.
how you gonna communicate that later on after we got into a relationship? We didn't skipped it all this time. We are committed to one another, and y'all ain't even touched bases on figuring that out. You just jump on in. Well, this is what we supposed to be doing because we in a relationship now. So this is how it's supposed to go, and we've been waiting all this time. That's great. And now y'all gonna be like two fifth graders that don't know what the fuck to do about nothing, sitting there staring at each other. Shit, well, yours don't look like mine. Mine different. Of course, because you haven't communicated what you need. Not even that, but you're probably neglecting finding out for yourself what you want. So you definitely can't communicate it to the next person.
I think that. I mean, I think a big factor is a lot of. I would guess what would it be like social conditioning on how relationships are supposed to work. Like we've been talking for the past 90 days, and now because we've been talking for 90 days, this clearly is a thing. Like we've been talking, and I've seen you every Friday and Saturday for the past 90 days. So clearly that's an established amount of time. We talk every day on the phone. And, now we're supposed to be a thing. I know, like, it might be variables. Like, y'all might talk for a week and get into the conversation of what is our place in the universe. Or you might be talking for 90 days and all you know is the fact that this motherfucker really like chicken nuggets. So I just like all these like weird, y'all been whatever. This is a relationship now. I know it. And I know maybe this might be attributed to ancient situations that somebody is like go with the flow, like not like a way to like put somebody on the side, but you really have to, there's not as concrete a way that these things are supposed to work, because I know we've said this before, even think last time you was here, like I can't really build my idea of relationship off of my granny and them, because I don't really live in that time frame. And some of that shit was wildly oppressive. Like that wasn't a good thing. That was society told you if you wasn't married by 30 and had, 2.5 kids, that you were somehow fucked up. Not to mention, apparently Jesus was going to literally walk out of heaven to ban you from
he shall smite thee.
Yeah, he's going to walk out and be like, you out here fucking using your dick?
Right.
Get out of here.
I didn't give it to you for that.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just
like literally back then, barefoot naked in the kitchen is how they were supposed to be. But if you tell that to somebody today, they're like, borderline misogynist. How dare you disrespect me? Like times are different, and you have to know how to adjust. But at the same time, in the grand scheme of building something, there's multiple ways that something can be built, and it's not always the same way. And it comes to the relationship, the only people that should really matter are those two individuals, or three or more, depending on what you like. I don't want to leave anybody out. All inclusive for some of our poly listeners. How you doing? Whatever's going on in your relationship, you guys set that foundation. But like you said, social conditioning. I have this discussion with people all the time. We don't really realize how conditioned we are. Like from everything that we do, the food that we eat, we consider it soul food, but that was stuff that we used. That was the residual of what was left over, and we figured out how to make it work. We don't have to eat that way anymore, but we've been conditioned to accept it as our way of life.
I definitely think we live in that realm too much, even though like that is one of our. It's a good trait. Like we can turn, what's that shit? We turn shit into shinola, but you shouldn't always have to. Like I think we do get a little lost in the idea that we are. We know how to shake back. We know how to endure. But you don't got to. Sometimes you could just build and be great. Like, you don't have to always turn some bullshit into some great shit. Like, it's good to have. But what if you just did some great shit? Like,
but you're not, and sticking with that analogy, we're not the only ones that did that. Because we created, quote-unquote, soul food based on what we had and made the best of it. And then you can go to different countries and different cultures and see they got the same shit over there that's part of their culture. They just call it something different.
That's because we was there.
Well, that's a whole nother discussion. We definitely were everywhere long.
Yeah, that's because we was there first.
Look, just read a book, people.
Yeah.
You got plenty of time in the house.
can-
that's something else you can do.
We can come
Learn
back to
about
that
your
in another
history.
episode, but I'm just saying, just let y'all know
Right.
we was there first.
Y'all do know we had history long before Roots. Like,
I've been doing so much of that shit at the house. Holy fuck. I've watched like 7 Dr. Ben lectures. It's disgusting. Like, holy shit. I watched Dr. Khalid, but I had to cut that shit off because I was going to go outside and smack my neighbors.
well, you know, paraphrase for the listeners so they understand who you're talking about and what they normally discuss.
If you guys are into, I don't even want to call it like, I mean, it is pro-black, but it's just flat out fucking history.
Right.
And these are 2 learned doctors, professors. It's, I want to get this right. I always get Dr. Ben's last name like terribly wrong, like Ben Yochanan. Yeah, I'm really fucking it up. But if you went like, if you typed in on YouTube Dr. Ben, I want to say Yochen. If you type any of those fucking things together, he's really like his dedicated his whole life to like the history of us, the, you know, just the real hit, and he'll get deep into religious histories, and it's all just about us. And he just is very, I like him too because he's a dick, but he's not always like black motherfucking black. If you want that, you kind of go to Dr. Khalid Muhammad. Like he debates white people. Him, it's like a lot of this cracker motherfucker. Like, so if you want one of that, you go to him. But Dr. Ben just be like, I know y'all probably gonna get mad, and he got a cool little accent, and he'd be like, you know, I know you guys not going to like what I talk about, but what I talk about is the truth. And if you do the research and you do the truth, you realize that what you've been bred the whole time is not true. I know you get mad, you want to get telling me come up here, but I did the research. You tell me who told you that, but you know who told me that? The books, the research. I went to Egypt last week, so you can. And he'd be just like, all right, well, shit, nigga, we can't really go back and forth with you, my guy, because he'd be like, yeah, you telling me some shit that you know your granny told you. I know you love her, but you know her granny told her. I know you love her too, but at some point, Master told them, and the motherfucker who told them was wrong anyway. So what you really talking to me about?
Right.
And he'll get into that, and just, you know, you do enough for that research, you want to ask another question that if it's not religion, it's once again back to social conditioning, back to who really taught us these values. Are these even our values to start with? Are they values that are really valuable like they preach to us, or are they like, oh, we want to control how y'all get down, we want to control every aspect of your life, so we're gonna just do, you know, we're gonna teach you guys how to do this. Even
if you really did some research into the history of people of color, and I'm normally talking mostly about black folks, but we got a lot of brown people of color that don't identify as black, which is a whole nother issue.
It's so much to talk about.
But if you do your history on those things, you'll realize that a lot of the things that are rooted in quote unquote black culture or black values or black whatever, they're not really values. They're survival tactics that we beat into each other to figure out how to navigate in a world that wasn't going to give us shit. Now, granted, we still live in a world that's not going to give us nothing, but we get a little bit more of nothing than we did back in the day. So we don't have to take the same approach to it. And kind of going back to, like, say, the facial hair thing that we discussed earlier, like, all those things were survival skills, but we adopted it as a societal norm, and it has to be this way, when it really doesn't. Like, you can think outside the box, or you could, like, say, at that time, be a Panther and be like, fuck y'all and what y'all think. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do because this is what blackness means, and you can kiss my black ass where the sun don't shine.
I'm moved, honestly.
That's how it should be, because at the end of the day, going back to doing your history, we circumnavigated the globe long before anybody else. We fathered all civilization, so we are the creators of so much, but yet we've taken 4 steps back to let other people lead what we put the foundation for.
That was discussed like maybe like a month or so ago, around the time like of Kobe's passing. But there was a conversation that we had, and it was basically the idea of, if you just to put things into sort of a perspective, if you were to look at, and I know this probably like might bleed onto somebody's like religious views or how they view the world, but if you look at the world for what the fuck it is, from whatever the fuck million Big Bang, whatever the fuck, when whatever God you believe made this shit, from the time we've been here until now, we kind of been running shit. It's just that we now live, and we live in that one blip where we kind of drop the ball,
right?
But that's our existence. Like, if I've been, in the analogy that it was an analogy used, that if, you know, you're playing basketball or fucking football, I don't know, and I'm beating the shit out of y'all, you know, 56-7, But right now in this particular drive, you're kicking the foot. We live in that particular drive.
Right.
We didn't live the whole game. We live right now in this 1-2 minute sprint where the team that's got 7 points happened to like take it down the field and they're about to score 2.
Right.
But in our minds, like, holy fuck, this is the game. We've only lived in this part. But if you look at it in its totality, and then if you just have that knowledge in the back of your mind, and are able to just kind of look at how maybe not obscure your existence is, but you are like a blip.
Right.
It's already like, if you were just to look at it from, oh, hey, we already kind of like phasing this shit, like, you know,
right.
It's not that deep.
I think that's part of the social conditioning. We don't realize that we're just living in the age of, say, white man or white rule. But if you look at history, every version of history from every culture, to like, you had the Ming Dynasty or you had the Roman, and like everybody had a point in time where they were in control of shit for a couple 100 years or so. And then they got overthrown and somebody else took over, or they merged with somebody, or however it went. There was certain families that were ruling for a certain point in time, or certain cultures or certain ways of life that were ruling for a certain point of time, certain religious beliefs that were made to be accepted as a norm but really aren't. That's just the conditioning of whoever was in charge to make everybody else believe what I believe, or do what I do, or move the way that I think everybody else should move, and everybody adopted it that way. It became a way of life. It became something that we are conditioned to do. And then once somebody else took over, all hell broke loose for a few years, and then it settled into this new person's way of life, because it's either that or I'm chopping your head off, because that's what the fuck I do. However it went, but that's how history has moved, unlike us, because we were nice and taught people shit and taught people how to wash their ass and wear clothes,
like, your
give them
best
gold.
trait, what's that shit? Like, your best trait often sometimes get into being your worst trait.
Of course.
Yeah.
We have naturally always been giving, loving, helping people, and it's bitten us in the ass multiple times throughout history. Even still to this day, you know, we can be the most savage, the most strong, but also the nicest at the same time. So you can have that big burly nigga on the street getting manhandled by 5 cops. That's just like, what did I do? I didn't do it. Like, what did an officer? And he's like trying not to fight y'all, but still holding his own. And he's just asking you, like, what am I doing? But that's how we've been throughout history. Like, why are you doing this to us? I have the ability to really fuck some shit up, but I'm trying not to. But I just want some clarity as to why I'm not being treated as equally as you, or why I'm not being respected in this situation. And then I end up getting killed for no reason because I was just too fucking nice.
To keep that theme of us tapping like multiple topics that could be exploded, which is good because now I can go back and listen to this and like have another set of shit to talk about in upcoming weeks. But I was explaining that one time, like I just was having a conversation about the plights of black plights of either one of us, where it's like black women or black men.
Right.
And I was explaining like not to, and nobody's ever should say anything to take away from the other side, but I was explaining like what it is to, and not like one's better than the other, but I don't really have the, you know, whatever, like if people try to say sassy black woman or some shit like that.
Right.
I don't have none of that levity. Like I walk around in a lot of spaces making myself like small. Oh, you're funny. Oh, you're very approachable. I was like, I don't have the option not to be like,
right.
I don't like when I go to these interviews, like I might be the largest person in the room in one way or another. And even if I'm not, there could be a 6'8" white boy next to me. I'm not tiny. I'm over 200 pounds, black man. I'm bald and bearded. I got to come in here. Hey, how you?
Right.
Unnecessarily cheer because I know I'm like level 27 threat walking in the door.
A conditioned societal norm.
Boom.
It comes with the territory of being a large black man. Some of you average sized light skinned brothers may not understand that comes with that. But it's not always as cracked up to be as you may think it is, being 6'4", over 200 pounds and black. I have a master's degree, or I have multiple degrees written on my forehead. People just see tall, big black nigga with dreads and gold teeth. And you learn, and it's a survival skill that I've been taught since elementary school, because I've always been somewhat bigger than people, and I've had to learn how to navigate and make myself seem like less of a threat around other people, not because I want to be less of a threat or that I want to be a threat in general. It's just the fact that I have to be mindful of how others are going to perceive me, where other people have the luxury of ignoring that.
I knew it was a thing when, and I've literally over the years lost count how many times I've gotten this. I'm in no realm. I'm not over 6 feet at all. barely making the cut. Like, boop. I've gotten, oh my God, you're like 6, whatever. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm looking dead at you. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like that, you just him right there. Like that's his. That man right there is 6'5". That man is 6'4". This is 6'2". Look at the difference between 6'2" and me. Like look at it. Like you can see it. Why are you? Right. Oh, you're the same. No. You're just perceiving me that way, which is fucking terrifying because I don't need that pressure.
The perception of you seems larger because sometimes how somebody perceives you size-wise is how much of a threat or an attraction they think you are. So you can have a woman that's like, aren't you about 6-something? And they think that because to them your presence is larger and they're more attracted to you and they're guessing wrong, but it's out of positive attraction. Or somebody else that thinks you're huge because I have to acknowledge how huge you seem to me because I want to see if you're friendly enough to talk to or not. Are you gonna bite my head off or not?
Be like, so we're looking eye to eye,
right?
Like I'm looking you dead in the eye.
You're like you're shrugging your shoulders and shrinking in your chair, but you're looking up at me. But we really are the same size. I've had people like say in the gym. I've had muscular dudes that are almost eye to eye with me walk by me. What's going on, big man? I'm like, bruh, my stature ain't too much bigger than yours.
I hate that shit so much.
But I'll take it. I'll take it.
Like
something about me makes me seem like I have a bigger presence than you. Okay, it is what it is. But that's perception. You know, people's perception is their reality.
I think another reason why I don't like it is because them niggas are always like just like unnecessarily like why are you in here in like neon like superhero outfit? Like they be like I'm a nigga who wears like I wear the compression pants and like but it's cool. I'm like why are you wearing that? Why are you just wearing those?
It's every subculture has its uniform.
Yep.
And that just happens to be, back in the day, you may lift in some scrubs or shit. Like, ain't none of y'all niggas doctors. Y'all are beefcake all day. What the fuck you got on scrubs for? And you had to cut them bitches to fit in them. But that was the style at the time. Whereas now, everybody wants to be an Instagram model, so they got to wear their best outfit to work out in because they going to film some shit. Nigga, just lift.
I think that's where my, like, split is, but I think that's also because I grew up working out with my dad and like older niggas. So the young generation of like Instagram, I hate them. But like when I catch a nigga who's like, oh, you used to be on stage. Yeah, that's right, motherfucker. Pick the weight up. I was like, oh, CT in them. You can carry on. Right. You're good. Like I just
you got on some dingy ass sweats, some boots,
and
some old school
niggas,
leather
I'm
gloves.
Like, oh yeah, them niggas cool. Yeah, I can
and
deal
a
with y'all.
string tank top, and they just
Yep.
Like you don't have to grunt every rep, my nigga. You gotta breathe properly. Yeah. I'm like, hey.
And then I'm like, oh, you got like old, like, and then still like in a realm of like grown man shit. I'll beat you the fuck up. Like I remember one time, like it was words about Uncle Reg. He, I guess, was like mad. Him and his lady had got into it or something. He was just in the gym with my dad or whatever. And I met them up there and we was working out and shit. And you could just hear Reg, and I'm like, hey man, like what's wrong with him? He was like, he got mad with his old lady. And I wasn't really seeing, like I could see him just throwing this weight. And I'm like, cool. And I went over to say something to him. That nigga was curling a fucking bench press bar with 45s on it. I was like, he could stay. Because I walked over here at rep 8 and we're not stopping. So
right. You are clearly not in the mood to discuss anything.
It fucked me up because I stood and I was like, oh, that's really good form. Like he's really
right.
He's
none
not
of that
just
swinging cheek curl. Like he
bro,
in there.
Like, I was like, nope. I was like, I don't. Those are adults still. I'm a grown up, but I was like, I'm like, niggas, there's another level to adults.
Right.
Because I'm an adult, but that's a man. Like,
but we different because we didn't grow up at like 12 years old helping niggas fix engines with no gloves on. We can't even fix our own oil.
The best story of that I've ever like had of just like my ego getting completely crushed in like 5 seconds. I think I've said this on here too. Like I was what was it, junior year of high school, so you getting into your shit. You like, I know how to lift now, I'm big, I'm starting, I'm kicking ass. So I'm going like, whatever version of like weight training practices, beginning of the day or whatever. And I walked past my grandfather and he was like, where you going? I had cut my sleeves off and shit. I think my dick thought my dick grew 7 sizes that day.
Right.
I was like, yeah. And he said, where you going? Like he just smelled it like, I'm just go ahead and calm this down. Where you going? I was like, I'm going to practice. He was like, what you doing all that for? I was like, yeah, and I had just hit like some personal record. He's like, oh, that's cool. You lifting, y'all lifting weights and stuff. I was like, yeah. He goes, I never did that. I looked to the mantle. I see the man in front of me, but I see the man on the pictures. And I was like, who didn't lift no weights? I know you don't lift weights now. He was like, I didn't know what lift weights then. And I was like, what you mean? He's like, well, you should just use pull tractors and shit and like push cows or whatever.
Right.
And then he just got up and left. And I was like, wait a minute. Time out. Come back with that. Wait a minute. What do you mean push? What the fuck you mean like push tractors?
It's like manual labor.
That-
We didn't have a desk job. We was out in the fields like really moving some shit repeatedly throughout the day, every day.
I don't think, actually, to be honest, I don't think he ever changed it. I used to try to like, be out there trying to help him with the yard work. Legit did not get a motorized, like none of this John Deere shit. That long metal motherfucker with the blade wheel.
Yep, and you got
and he was just one hit, one whop. I'm like, so is there an angle you push it at, or like, cause I'm not really like I got it, and just go. And I'm like, how the fuck
you actually gonna help me, or you gonna sit there and watch, boy?
Dog, I was like, oh, y'all niggas is grown. All right, I'm good.
That's how I'm raising my kids.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
For the first 6 years, I'm gonna go off the grid, and they ass gonna help me with this yard work.
Low key, that's like, I look at people like, like you listen to Joe Rogan talking and shit. I'm like, Joe Rogan knows shit. Like, you're not just kicking ass like that nigga knows shit.
He definitely knows stuff. But like I said, we come from a different age. We have definitely conditioned, social conditioning. We have been conditioned to no longer utilize the abilities, which seems to be the theme of the day. Utilizing the abilities that were once commonly known, like cutting grass. He knew how to cut grass by pushing this manual thing, whereas today we can just call somebody to come cut our grass.
Yeah, like, shit. He says that, or even when I hear like, Killer Mike. Like Killer Mike talk like he could just go. I could completely live like off of y'all want. What y'all got? Electricity? I built a generator last week. Like
Right.
Like that type of like survival shit. Like,
and you can find out how to make it on YouTube. Like it's people in Africa with less that are creating solar panel powered shit. And we here complaining because our Postmates driver is 3 minutes late.
It's so much fucking shit out there that just is not. I don't know. Like, as you talking about Africa, you think Africa is just giant bellies and Sarah McLachlan songs.
No, do your research. There are whole beautiful civilizations there that we don't know shit about.
Who is it? Like, obviously he's already a gajillionaire, but fucking Akon is always like, y'all niggas need to be investing out there. Like, there's so much shit out here. Like,
right.
Just a whole ecosystem that has nothing to fuck to do with y'all.
Instead of
except
just
for like China invading, and,
right?
Whatever.
Complaining about how they treat us here. We got a whole country we can invest in, and we just letting China buy up all our territory. And America's gonna tell us that that's a terrible thing when really they want to do what China doing, but we too in debt to do it. But that's a whole nother discussion as well.
There's so many things.
so many things that we could change, but we really have to become more self-sufficient, which is kind of how we started the discussion off for the day. Like we don't realize how much stuff we can do for ourselves. Now, in the grand scheme of time, like say if you own a couple businesses and you don't have enough time to do every single job yourself, that's great. Create more jobs, delegate some duties to other people. That way you can teach them how to come up and get their own. But for simple shit like clipping your nails and cutting your hair and painting them or shaving your balls, if that's what you want to do, like you can do the shit yourself.
Aerodynamic dick.
Hey, smooth as eggs, baby. Smooth as eggs.
I feel that being the only black girl at work, I feel like I got to make sure my tone in person and in emails is not too sassy. Yeah, that's like the same scenario. Like, it's just all this.
Like, you can still be sassy. By all means, be sassy in them emails, because sometimes you got to let motherfuckers know, like I said, what I said, and I understand what you're trying to get over, and I'm not with it. But you have to be intelligent enough to do it in a way to where it doesn't seem overbearing. I'd rather insult you with having intellect than to just be belligerent, because they expect you to be belligerent. People expect us to be uneducated and not very well spoken. But if you are and you can talk that shit in a dignified manner, ain't nothing they can do but yeah, that's right.
Sassy Moni. I always give Moni a hard time for being sassy or anything else, because Moni like the nicest nigga I've ever met. Like, I feel like Moni either like doesn't get sassy. I feel like she hits a point and she like murders a room, but like that's about it. Like, I don't think there's much like sassy. I'll fucking cuss this bitch out. I would have to see it. I can't say it's not there, but I just feel like might be like Moni gives me almost like fucking Disney level nice. Like it's almost uncomfortable.
That might be the person that you don't want to see it because she'll fucking turn into.
No, yeah, like in the back of my mind, I just like practical
Right.
teach. I'm like, everybody got a side. I just feel like Moni, like, oh shit, you didn't know that she packed a whole fucking like
Right.
katana on go.
Like Animaniac, she fucking
Yeah.
turn into Katie Kaboom on your ass, and she get mad, and the whole fucking house explodes.
Moni Kaboom. That could be a fucking thing. But she listening, put that shit on some type of social media. Like I just feel like she pulls out like this little, a compact little like slender block like this, and she throw that bitch and it attaches into a goddamn blade, and then all of a sudden shit just get dark. Yup. Like the whole the lights go out and you just see like a fucking just white, just like that, the whole thing, and this motherfucker just end up Kill Bill. Like she got Kill Bill-esque to her.
Lights come on and she just standing there like, oh my god, did I do this?
Yeah.
I need to leave.
I could do. I you know what? I think there we go. That's my theory. I think Moni is like Katie Kaboom, but like anime level will fuck your shit up. Like it's real. It's real fucking delicate. It looks amazing visually, but you're like, wow, nigga, that's a human there in 72 pieces.
And if you decide to use that Moni, I'm copywriting. I need a little percentage of that.
Yeah,
just so you know, 'cause I planted the seeds. When the apple tree grow, just let me get a bushel.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Just a whole lot of gang shit. That's all. I just the birth of Moni Kaboom, fucking anime death, fucking assassin that happened here.
We need more black anime, so ain't nothing wrong with it.
It's rare that I go off, but I know how to let people know I'm upset by fucking murder. All right, I'm not standing for this shit. It's here. It's already happened. It's by fucking blenderizing them with your swift katana strikes. All right, and that's
Are there
that
any
on.
more questions? And she just sits ahead next
Yep.
to her. Like, no.
Yep.
No, you got it. It's all you.
There's any more questions? Now's the fucking time. Like,
anybody in here don't want to get murdered?
Yep.
Get the fuck out.
Yep. That's the Moni's the fucking muscle of Never Not Extra. That's it now. That's the theory. That's how shit gets done. Oh, you motherfuckers not gonna listen? All right, I'm gonna see you after the show. You thought Tuesday nights was just, for great, bubblicious talk about Insecure. That's what you thought Tuesday nights was at 8:30. You like that plug, Money? You're welcome. Yeah, it's about murder, nigga.
And if you don't see her saying thank you in the comments, you should have something for that ass. We shouted you out. Where's this love? I'm looking in the chat and I don't see nothing popping up on it. I don't see you giving him no thank you, no thumbs up, no nothing. And if you do use an emoji, it better not be them damn white skin ones. I hate it. I hate when black people use them white skin emojis.
Don't give me those Simpsons emojis.
Right. What yellow person you know? Ain't no yellow person ever gave me no thumbs up.
The Simpsons popped up on like Disney Plus. Disney Plus owns the fucking world.
Disney.
Oh yeah, all right.
That's a whole nother discussion because Disney does own everything, especially for us being like comic nerds, and they own all Marvel shit. And like, did we forget that like Walt was fucking with the Nazis? Like Walt didn't fuck.
I don't think anybody pays attention.
Nobody cared. Walt was a
It's just
despicable person.
It's just like that's just that like Walt. Only reason I like having like just terrible people is because they let me know that like you can do whatever you want as long as you have a good product.
Right.
Because like Walt is like terrible. There's been terrible jokes from a number of people, and it's still like happiest place on earth.
Right.
I'm like, oh yeah, I can talk about titties. I just went from tits to black power. I could do that all day because fucking Walt is a fucking Nazi. And
Walt had Mickey Mouse ass say hi in the early days. Nobody fucking knew. All this shit was terrible if you really look at it and pay attention.
all of that shit I did like today when I put the stupid video up. I was looking for some. I knew there was a Bugs Bunny shit about him cutting off the Florida thing.
Oh yeah.
But all the videos that came up, it was like, did you know Bugs was racist as fuck? And I was like, oh yeah, he was.
Definitely.
And and it wasn't like, oh, we're gonna keep reposting the same video. It was a number of he's been racist a lot.
Right.
Like if you want, what's your racial background? Because we fucked with it. So if, whatever you got. We fuck with
the
it.
old school Elmer Fudd, before Elmer Fudd,
Ooh.
the character was just a little short black dude with big ass lips that was dumb and slow.
They don't.
They cleaned that up real quick and turned
it
into Elmer.
Them niggas ain't gonna never take Uncle Remus out the vault. It's like
Oh, it's so. But that goes back to our discussion of doing it. Do your history, people. There's so much shit out there that, like, say when we had that cancel era where niggas was fucking up H&M and Gucci and everybody was doing something fucked up. And we was like, we canceling them. I literally was like, if we decided to cancel or not fuck with everything that was racist or had some racist connotation to it, we wouldn't buy shit.
Yeah.
If you think about it, you wouldn't eat nothing. You wouldn't buy nothing, and you just have to go out there and farm. But you couldn't even use the land that you're living on because that shit is built on racism too. So if you get upset about some little stuff, like even say today, I use this analogy all the time. It's kids today that like, so you wearing Tommy Hilfiger? Y'all forgot that we stopped fucking with Tommy for a reason, and y'all just making it a style again, huh? Okay. We just gonna let that one slide because apparently y'all didn't pay attention to what the fuck we was having to deal with.
Yeah.
It's just like we have a short-term memory with so much stuff and we just forget. But like you said, it's the age that we're staying in. Whatever time that you're staying in, we only have a memory for that little point in time and we forget everything else outside of it, not realizing it's all correlating.
I think it's short term, and I think it's very like it's we do it like flare ups. Like it's very like tantrumy. Like you said something, I'm mad, and I'm mad right now. And I think that comes with not having like a there's 17 black groups or just social groups or groups for quote unquote justice, but it's like, oh shit, they did a commercial about chicken sandwiches. Oh shit, this motherfucker, white girl got braids. Oh shit, this NASCAR driver said nigga, even though they all like you think you like who the fuck goes to
98% of the people that like and are attending NASCAR use nigga.
Like
and none of them are black.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily trying to, and I'm not trying to give it a pass. I'm more so trying to go, okay, there are things that are concrete that give out actual change that we should maybe focus on that. This NASCAR nigga saying nigga thank you because now I know that you racist. Like great. Like
right.
I did not know it before, but I'm not interested in NASCAR. I really don't like I don't care to even take his bag away. I would like us all to go, okay, we're gonna sever that, just put that over there in the NASCAR pile because I don't really need that pile.
Right.
Just take this over here. Oh, you're okay, great. You can stay being you can stay being right. You don't owe me an apology. Just
stay over there.
Stay over there.
I don't. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna bring. Oh, just that's it.
That's cool.
Add a rule like we're talking about, like know your history, which builds on your foundation and love for yourself as a people, and understanding like how some of these systems work, and then we can start. And I hate saying this because all you niggas say it, nobody really knows what the fuck they're talking about, but you can actually build. Because everybody's like, everybody's building shit. We building together. You build, and we need to build. But you can legitimately like, okay, hey, like you said before, like we can't. You have a business, and I might not know how to. I have a production company. I have ideas, but I don't really know how to do the tinkering on the computer. I realize you do that. You're not good with ideas, but you're good. So now we're linked up, and we're both black. Oh shit, you know how to work out, and you have really good workout videos, but you don't know how to really get them together. Crazy. I have ideas. He knows how to whatever. Bring your working out ass over here. And that idea is how we should all link and barter. And everybody doesn't have to know everything, but we all should have the idea of link up with yours. And that is one thing, like, yeah, like I don't.
But that is what every culture does except for us. We are the only ones that will find other people outside of us. Not to say that it's a bad thing to work with people that are not the same race or culture or ethnic group as you. That's not what I'm saying. But more times than not, other cultures and races and ethnic groups and cultures, whatever, I said it twice, but they'll seek their own first. Mm-hmm. And if they can't find it, then they'll look for other people. We look for other people first because we feel like, we got to lowball our brothers and sisters, or we can't include them. Whatever the case is, like we have it backwards, and we taught these people the systems to make themselves, sufficient and to be successful. And then we're not adopting the same thing that we taught them. We're actually doing the opposite of what we traditionally taught and utilized. And it's backwards. But you have plenty of talented people out there. Like you said, I could be a business owner and I know how to do this. I guarantee you it's somebody that can do this. within your community, if you really just ask around, if you really, all these damn Facebook groups, you can create a Facebook group full of at least 100 people within a matter of 5 seconds. But you can't come together and create one to say, hey, black people that do this. I don't know, black people that create black charcoal soap, whatever the fuck. If you have natural products, the black natural product group, you can create that and find other people around the U.S. or around your city or around whatever and figure out how to link up with them, and you guys can share ideas or barter or whatever and create a network of things to where you're self-sufficient within yourself or you're within your community or within your neighborhood. And you can possibly build some shit to where you don't need to rely on these so-called businesses that we got to cancel because somebody said some racist shit. Because,
like,
you know, we've done it before.
Like, Atlanta shouldn't be unique. Like I was on like when I was on live earlier, I was talking to, shout out to Maria, because she was just coming back from Atlanta. But you always hear about Atlanta being like the black mecca of blah, blah. I'm like, okay, but it's been that way since
forever.
Yeah, it's been that way for a long. So I'm like, why isn't everybody doing this now? Because we could expand this like this.
We've done it multiple times here in the U.S. Now, granted, they've bombed us every single time that we did it, but that just shows that we can. I mean, I don't see motherfuckers moving back to Oklahoma, and we know about Black Wall Street. I mean, hell, they put it, if you into nerdy shit, you could have watched The Watchmen and got at least some basic actual history of how
I don't know what they were trying to, like, I don't know who, I take that back, I just forgot his name, but I remember seeing, like, the interview for it and, like, how the guy came into getting the reins on the show, because he just was like, well, he's like, I'm a big fan, and I figure I would do it because I don't want anybody else to grab it and like fuck up the mystique of it. But I don't know what he was on that he was just like, you know what? I just feel like swinging dick. But I was like the fact that it was like a white dude at the helm, I was like, I don't really know what you're trying to whatever, but
I like it.
That nigga said, the show could have been 3 episodes, but I was like, so we went full Black Wall Street. We didn't pull any punches on the piece of shits that were there.
Nope.
We acknowledge that these piece of shits and their piece of shit ideologies carry out throughout history. I like that beat. Like, oh, these really nice, great motherfuckers. Like, no, they're not. They all got taught the same shit. Right. And then we gotta, like, for no other reason, I could have watched that shit on mute because I get to watch Regina King like just beat the shit out of people
just mask
for a fucking hour. Like,
just all day long, just smacking.
I don't get, like, they could have had no words. I could have just watched her beat motherfuckers the fuck up.
Right.
You know, that was
and they end up, not to spoil it for anybody that's not watching it, but it's been passed for so long, so it doesn't matter. But even Mr. Manhattan black.
Yep.
Like everything black.
I know they sat in there and somebody was like, "Do we have to?" And they was like, "Yes."
Yes, we do.
Yeah, like we're gonna make him black. Like, do we? Yeah, he can do whatever he wants. Like, he's not really.
He's damn near the father of civilization to a degree. So it makes even sense that you can exist in all realms of time and do any and everything that is imaginable. It's only right that you be a black man.
Yeah, that was the way he perceives time is so, like, weird to me. Like, I get it, but I just, like, that would be annoying as fuck. I don't, like, kind of. Like, I perceive every space that I am in time at the same time.
I just look at it as a certain level of consciousness that I think we can achieve. I think it's dramatized for TV purposes, but
it's got a lot of pew-pew.
But I think we have a lot more control over how we conceptualize time than we give ourselves credit for, because that goes back to the linear thinking discussion that we had earlier. But also shout out randomly to Hunters. Have you watched that?
I'm on it now. I stopped. I don't know, I got caught up in something else, but like I've been on it. I just haven't finished it.
Okay, so when you finish it, then I'll finish my statement. But they got some real shit in there that they kind of throw in as a joke, like, haha, but this really happened, just so you know. And I thoroughly enjoy it, like talking shit about the type of things that America was doing, and they may like, damn, that's some piece of shit stuff that was happening, and they'll laugh and be like, yeah, but America really did this, and then there'll be a cut scene that they do that and go back to the main story.
I like that show, and I want that show, and this is just a very selfish desire and take. This is not a diss to the show. I want that show for us because, like, I enjoy it, and I enjoy that show. I love, like, Inglourious Bastards, but and this is just me going for, like, I want some fucking even a make believe kind of get back. Like,
right.
They get their shows. Like, I would love to be like somebody who's Jewish, because they get a lot of their shows. And I think sometimes, my personal opinion, I think sometimes America loves doing those movies because we got to play hero in World War II. Like, we got to save the day, so we're going to keep making like 700 World War II movies and 47 Call of Duty World Wars, so we can just make sure everybody else, hey, this was the one where we didn't fuck it up.
Right.
But
we still had an ulterior motive, but we didn't fuck it up.
yeah. But like when I watched that show, I was like, this is just a lovely fanfare. You know, it'd be a good show where Jewish people get together and they find the Nazis that got away and they just bust their ass. And I'm like,
but that kind of goes back to what you were saying as far as creating the network and hiring other people to help you with the skill. The Jewish community, they run entertainment.
Yep.
So
I don't knock it. I'm like, shit,
when you're in charge of something, you have the ability to portray yourself in whatever light, or give people the opportunity to portray you in whatever light you like, because you control it. I control the narrative. So whatever the narrative I want to be is, that's what it's going to be. We don't even control our own narrative sometimes. So that's why we end up getting left out in the cold and not being acknowledged, or not even having these cool concepts with something like that. Because we, other than Tyler Perry, who else completely controls their narrative? And the sad part is, we don't even respect Tyler as much as we should.
Tyler, and I don't know if he's, ever, I shouldn't, because I don't, I know, like, I got to call him up and see, because clearly we're close like that.
Hey, do that. Yeah, tell him I said what's up.
Yep. But I think clearly Tyler has his own bag of things he's just great at writing. And I do think he has his, his demographic. A lot of times I think it's black people, but I think he does cater to black women. That's just what he knows how to do really, really well. But with having like his own studio, I'm waiting for him to kind of, and I just like to believe that everybody's thinking the next step, next phase. Because even with him doing, I know they did fucking, I think, Bad Boys was at his studio, parts of it. And I think the Coming to America too. So I'm thinking like, okay, come on, man. Like, you got to be able to, like, you Tyler Perry, like, you got to be at some point getting your bag and go, I might not understand how to write all this shit, but I know this action-y, comic booky shit is it. I don't even need Black Panther, but, like, just a random idea of, like, oh, we can just swing dick. Now I have my own studio.
Right.
I'm waiting for Tyler to pull the trigger on that shit so fucking bad to just be like.
But he can do it, because he did the one, what is it, the detective movie where he was supposed to be like the superhero that was badass. Not superhero, but,
the shotgun and shit.
John Wick / Shaft / shit. And he was. I mean, he played it himself, which is a little less believable, but he still has the capability of creating some action-y type. Like, he can step into these realms if he wants to, but also, Tyler Perry, you can sling dick in that realm. Yeah, I can just say, hey, I'm Tyler Perry, I'm looking for this. Come over here and work for me and help me do this.
Because I think that's how I think Tyler Perry could be like. I know that's a lot of risk on his part, but I think he could definitely be like the person who, Marvel, like, if we're looking at like a Marvel Studios or fucking the really big wigs. They don't want to touch nothing. It's not gonna be like a gajillion dollars. I need like fucking Ron Howard attached to direct, but Tyler kind of has the.
They don't want to touch it if it's coming from a person of color, because you look at stuff like Jay and Silent Bob and Mallrats. Those are like cult classic movies that really weren't that great.
That's true.
And they didn't really have a decent budget behind them, but because the names had notoriety, they allowed this shit to happen, even though the budget was minimal. So it can be done. They just don't want to.
Yeah. See, I look at Tyler and I'm like, okay, I've seen you do it, even though it was like a big funny debacle online. But the girl who had her fucking billboard, he got her a job. So I'm like, I feel like Tyler's mildly trying to tap in. I'm like, there's some of you motherfuckers out here that are really creative, that have a really good idea. And I'm like, I'm just waiting. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what the fuck it is. But I was like, somebody do something and link up with Tyler, and I just get this black ass, actiony ass, fucking like, okay. Did you read what's that shit? Children of Blood and Bone?
I didn't read all of it. But
I want Tyler or somebody, because I know the movie deal is on the way. She mentioned that the author did.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I just want motherfuckers who gonna treat that shit right to get a hold of it, and like some shit like that. Like, I just want more shit of us like that, because I'm a fucking geek and I want us to do some magic shit. At some point I'm gonna fire up somebody club and I'm gonna have little motherfuckers and I want to be like, that looks like I should, I don't want, like, you niggas shouldn't have to wait till you're grown, because I think that's important to have like these heroes and mythos and shit. You shouldn't have to wait. Like, if I was a kid and Black Panther came out, I'd have lost my shit. Like, I remember going to see Blade, like, where I sat in the theater.
Right.
That shit, I didn't realize how much that shit blew my fucking mind until, like, growing. I was like, damn, that shit was, like, important. So I just want more of that shit.
Right.
Like, I want tons of that shit.
Because we have tons of characters. Like, all these black characters that are now starting to surface have been around
and have been the shit
for like the 70s, and we just tucked him underneath the rug. I mean, even like say Black Lightning, they gave him a TV show. Yeah, y'all could tap into Static Shock. Ain't nobody tapped into Static Shock. Hell, I'll play Static Shock since y'all gave Michael B. Jordan as my Killmonger role. But it's cool. I'm gonna let that slide. But anyway, there's so many different characters that we can utilize that we're not. We haven't tapped into say Icon. You know,
Icon gets slept on in the comics.
Super slept on, and he literally could like slap his dick across Superman's face.
I'm pretty sure we get Blue Marvel before we get Icon,
and that's sad. But there's tons of black characters
I'm
out
cool
there.
with I'm cool with it. Because the way I just know, like, but I don't know. Sometimes I think that's, well, one, it's just horse shit because they don't give us the credit that they need to. But also, I don't know what the fuck DC is gonna do because like DC kind of is like, sorry for the namesake, but yeah, your people over there, they just like I don't know whatever. And I don't understand that shit money wise because if I was them and I'm like in like a business of like being DC or whatever, I'd have just been like, man, fuck matching them. They won the race. We gonna just take our time like they did because we have the like arguably like when people think anything comics, we have the cast that people know. So we have the freedom to take our time a bit.
Right.
We could have just built this shit right, and now we got I'm still gonna go see it, but now we have like Twilight being Batman. I'm trying to be hopeful still because crazier things have happened. Like I thought Ben Affleck was going to be a trash ass Batman. Fucked around and was almost the best part of that whole fucking film.
Right. He didn't do.
The film was whack.
I feel like any clean cut white nigga with some abs can just pop up and get any role.
You're also 100% correct.
Just like no talent involved whatsoever.
Yeah, when I watch those what is that shit? They have like the fan cast pages and they're like, he should play him. And I know this is like everybody, we don't all look the same, but goddamn it, it be just weird white boy with the fucking overcut, and then another one next to him. I'm like, them the same nigga.
And I half the time, I don't know who half these people are. Like y'all saying that this person should play this role. I ain't never heard of this dude in my life. How do y'all know? But anyway, like I said, you got some stubble on your face. A crew cut haircut with a little gel in it, some mousse. And all of a sudden,
some mousse.
Got mousse in your hair, got a little abbage, just a little abbage, and you can just, the world is your oyster, white man.
Yeah, I don't know, that shit is just a trip, and I be really trying to pay attention to, you know, people who I think like are good actors and like who's my favorite, whatever. But some of the motherfuckers are like just interchangeable to me, and I think like I don't know, a lot of like the ones who fall in like the, I don't know, poppier, like, romancy roles.
Yeah.
A lot of them motherfuckers are interchangeable. Like, I think if I was, like, a white dude actor, I would always, I shouldn't say always, like, yeah, but I would definitely try to do I think people give, like, Ryan Reynolds a hard time sometimes, or even the dude who did, Star-Lord. I would definitely start comedy, because I feel like you get, like, you get a more of an identity. Like, is it, like he's funny for this, and then you kind of, or John Krasinski, because I see Mad on little like comic book shits. It's such a push for him, the nigga who was on The Office being goofy. It is a fucking beehive out there for him to be Mr. Fantastic, and I'm like, that makes sense. Like the nigga did some funny shit. Now he's Jack Ryan. He looks like he could beat motherfuckers up now. I'm like, you know what?
It might work.
I'm like, yeah, nigga, I'm sold. And all these fucking graphic designer niggas be drawing this shit up. I'd be like, you know what, nigga? Sign it up. Like,
and half the shit is edited anyway. You can edit anything and make somebody look good. Because, I mean, how many white pop stars we got that can crack $1 million and they really can't? Like, Disney made a living all of making all their child stars be able to sing and come out with some pop song. And I'm like, who the fuck is this child? But you put them in a booth and have some people doctor some shit up, and we can make some money off you for the next 6 months.
Pretty much.
You can do that in any realm.
And you can go and have them go crazy. Because there's something about Disney kid stars that just like, hey, man, you're going to be great. You're going to be a fucking superstar. You're going to go through like 5 or 6 years of like mental fucking issues. You're going to have a breakdown, do some fucking cocaine, maybe suck some dick. But afterwards, they're going to love your comeback tour, and then you're good. So if you can just do... Let's say, you know, I like you. So let's go 3 to 5. Anywhere from 3 to 5, just fucking terrible fucking years. then you'll be back on your feet. You want to sign on the dotted line, mom and dad, because this is a child that you're going to sign your kid over to.
Right.
So, and somehow your
until
kid,
he's 18, he's going to make you guys a lot of money and have a really great life. After that, from about 18 to about 24, it's going to be a struggle.
yeah, it's, I don't know. I think
Even
it's,
trade off.
it's weird how people like, you know, you never know until you're in it. But I was watching the last episode, I think, of Hot Ones, and they had Zac Efron on,
Oh.
and he was talking about, you know, his experiences with paparazzi and shit. And he was like, how old is he? Like, is he like around our age?
I don't know.
Fuck it. He was talking about during his you know, like the little Disney movie he was in, to play basketball, High School Musical.
God.
And he was like, at the time, he was like, I was the hottest shit on planet Earth. And he's like, I'm out here, I'm living by myself. And he's like, my parents, you know, my dad comes to visit. And he's like, he doesn't understand what I go through every day. He goes, we're driving from the house to wherever. And he's like, what's that car behind us? He goes, oh, that's such and such. They're paparazzi. He's like, no, the fuck they're not. He's like, we get on the freeway. All of a sudden, there's 5 cars behind us. He goes, what the fuck are they doing? He goes, those are paparazzi people. They follow me on a daily basis. No, the fuck they don't. Motherfucker pulls up to the side of him, taking pictures. His dad gets lit. He goes, don't do that. You're going to give them what they want. And, like, his dad just wasn't processing, like, this is life, nigga. And, like, if I'm a parent, I would be like, nigga, what the fuck you mean? I'm doing a shout out to Michael B. Jordan. I'm like, oh, no. We going, I don't have to be famous. My job now is to be like a Captain Kick-Ass dad. I'm not having my kid. I don't give a fuck if you know, if you like want to live your life. I'm not going to be like helicopter parent, but this fucking famous shit at like 20 is a lot. I'm not finna just let my kid, oh, you bought me a house? Fuck you, nigga. Buy me the house next door.
Right.
Because you're going to go crazy at some point and you just need this. I don't need to be in your shit.
If nothing else, I can knock, hey, your mama made you a casserole.
Yeah.
Come on over for dinner.
You can suck all the titties at the club and do the paparazzi shit. I can't, I just look at the negative comments. Give me that fucking phone. Give me that. Come on.
Ain't no phone at the dinner table. Your mom been teaching you this. Like, sit down, eat your fucking dinner, and shut up. And
you can come to my wing of the house, but that's it. You paparazzi on this side. I don't know. I just would definitely try to establish, like, there's you famous, but you need to have like this level of, you know, parent. I just know. I know for a fact. I'm fully grown now, but like at any point in time, if I'd have hit any level of fame, like high school age or like in my early 20s or some shit, ain't no way I could have got Timmy and Die off my ass. It'd have been like, oh no, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about no paparazzi shit. You can lock this gate. I'ma hop this motherfucker. I'll drive this car. Who's fat? Who grown?
Stereotypical black mom all day long. I don't give a fuck how much money you made off. And this bitch, I make the rule. Don't you close no goddamn doors at my house.
That nigga Timmy would have been on set. Like, he doing what? Who's doing? I'll shut all this career shit down. You not doing who's what? What who?
Like fucking Honey Boy. No. You said we done at this, then get your shit. We leaving. But we have to, I don't give a fuck what you got to finish filming. You said you done it this time. This nigga got homework to do. We out.
Yeah, I don't know. I know like the Hollywood beast, I'm sure is a fucking thing, but I don't know, y'all. Like, you know, shit. This is
burn it all to the ground.
Just a tad.
Just a little. It's full of pedophiles anyway.
Well, that too. And then, you know, they make sure Epstein gets killed so nobody talks about it. So that's the episode for the day. Yeah. So yeah, good people. That's another episode of Just a Dope Ass Podcast, your favorite podcast, every motherfucking podcast on this here Saturday. We appreciate y'all listening in, whether you listened on here or whether you listened on wherever you listened when this goes up. And yeah, we'll see you motherfuckers next week.
Right.
Next week.
Next week.
Get next week. Get some neck this week.
Make sure you get some next week.
And
y'all
get some
make sure
neck
y'all
next
go
week.
download the Good News app.
All that shit. What the fuck, YouTube? Okay, I'm glad that came in. That shit just stopped midway. Like, I'm trying to shout out to Masego. It's just going, fuck this shit. Don't they got a new song out? All right, y'all. Bye.